Friends, today's story is of a movie in which a person is living the same day over and over again. And the surprising thing is that it doesn't even make a difference to him. But then someone comes into his life who changes everything. And friends, believe me, this is completely different and more fun than the regular time loop movies. So let's start. The story starts from a desert. Early in the morning, the ground shakes slightly, like an earthquake. The sound of a crying goat comes, and then the scene shifts to a room. Here a girl, Misty, wakes up her boyfriend with a lot of love. Friends, this boyfriend is our hero Niles, a guy who is completely detached from life. It seems as if he doesn't care about anything in the world. Today is a wedding and Misty tells him to get ready quickly, but Niles' mood is completely flat. Misty taunts him that his bedroom performance is absolutely zero, and getting frustrated, she says that she has never had such a problem with any boy till today. Niles says very casually, "Maybe this is the effect of age," at which Misty gets even more irritated. Just then, Misty starts to panic because she cannot find her grandma's ring in the jewelry case. Niles jokingly says, "Do one thing, kill me." But Misty seriously explains that today is the day of Tala and Abe's wedding. This is their special day, and she doesn't want any drama. She tells Niles to smile and stay happy, and Niles gives her a weird fake smile. The next scene comes of the pool. Niles, lost in his own world, jumps into the pool, opens a cold beer, and starts talking to an elderly woman sitting nearby. Then a man asks, "How is the day going?" Listen to Niles' answer carefully. "Today, tomorrow, the day after. Everything is just the same." The man smiles and says that the day is still young. Ask at the end. Anything can happen. Now it is time for the wedding reception. Misty comes on stage to give a speech. She starts by saying, "How gorgeous are these two? #life goals." But then she starts reading a boring definition of love and commitment from Google. The whole crowd is getting bored. Finishing the speech, she announces that now the bride's elder sister, Sarah, will give a speech. Friends, this is our heroine, Sarah. Sarah is completely lost in her life and considers herself the biggest failure of her family. She didn't even know that she had to give a speech. Her dad, Howard, puts pressure on her that she is the maid of honor. This is her duty. Her stepmom, Pia, taunts her saying, "She has come drunk again." Sarah goes on stage. She is nervous, coughs, and not a single word is coming out of her mouth. An awkward silence spreads in the audience. But just then, Niles comes on stage and saves Sarah from this insult. Misty is shocked. People in the crowd are whispering, "Who has come wearing this Hawaiian shirt?" But then Niles gives such an amazing and deep speech that everyone is left stunned. He says, "We are all born lost, then we meet someone. But in reality, we are all just lost." Then he talks about the selflessness of the bride, Tala, and groom, Abe. He tells how Tala saved her younger brother Nico's life by donating bone marrow to him. Everyone gets emotional, clapping happens. But no one is able to understand how Niles knows such personal things about the family. Niles finishes his speech with a toast. "You are now standing at a new beginning. You will feel scared. There will be doubt, but remember you are not alone. We are born lost, but now you have found each other. Cheers." Music is playing on the dance floor. A weird boy, Randy, forces Sarah to dance, but Sarah chases him away. Just then Niles comes there, and coming close to Sarah, smells her hair mist. He says confidently, "This is Orchid Explosion by Fournier, right? An ex of mine used to use it." Sarah gets irritated and says, "I don't like it at all, but Tala gave it on my birthday. If I don't wear it, she will take my life." Niles brings drinks from the bar, and both of their conversations start. Sarah directly asks Niles, "Tell me one thing. Whatever you said on stage, do you believe in any of those things?" Niles says with a bitter smile, "Not even on a single word. We are all alone." Niles asks Sarah if both of them should go somewhere alone. Sarah hesitates a little that, what is the rush and what will happen to Misty? But Niles takes her to such a place from where they hear some voices. They see that Misty is actually cheating on Niles with the officiating priest, Trevor. Sarah feels very weird seeing this. She says, "I never liked Misty, but look at Niles' reaction. It's like it doesn't even make a difference to him." He says that it does hurt, but these two cannot be stopped. From here, a weird and wild journey for these two is about to begin. Now Sarah and Niles talk a little alone. Sarah gets a little emotional and tells that her family considers her a liability, meaning a burden because she always drinks and makes mistakes. Everyone keeps an eye on her, which is very suffocating for her. Niles also agrees that he too absolutely does not like unsolicited advice. The atmosphere starts getting a bit weird but romantic. Both come close to each other. But friends, just then, a massive twist comes in the story. Suddenly an arrow comes in the air and goes straight into Niles' shoulder. Sarah screams badly. She is not able to understand at all what is happening. From the front comes Roy, an extremely dangerous and angry man. Niles screams in pain, "Have you gone mad?" and runs from there to save his life. Running behind him, Roy says, "Run away. I will always find you." While running, Niles reaches near a weird glowing cave in the desert. Sarah also comes there following behind him. Niles screams badly from inside the cave. "Don't come inside, Sarah. Stop right there." But Sarah, in panic and confusion, goes inside the cave behind him. And then everything blacks out. Sarah suddenly opens her eyes. Misty is standing in front and says, "Wake up, good morning." Sarah gets badly confused. It is the same morning, the same day of November 9th. She nervously asks her dad, Howard, "Dad, this day has already happened before, right?" Howard doesn't understand anything, and her stepmom, Pia, taunts her saying, "Have you started taking drugs again?" Sarah's mind starts messing up. She feels like she is going mad. Sarah runs to the pool and, grabbing Niles, angrily asks, "What have you done to me?" Niles runs from there. Sarah chases him and in anger starts drowning him in the water. But the very next moment, bam! The same morning again. In this new loop, Sarah is so frustrated that she angrily looks for the bride, Tala, and by mistake breaks Tala's 3 front teeth. The whole house is in a panic. Howard takes her to the dentist and Misty is screaming that this is their big day. The wedding is in 6 hours. Now Sarah becomes 100% sure that the day is actually repeating. But how? Sarah finds Niles. Now Niles tells her the truth. He says, "Today is tomorrow, and tomorrow is also today. We are stuck in an infinite time loop." Sarah nervously asks how to stop this. She wants to see tomorrow, but Niles calmly answers, "Tomorrow will never come, but don't take tension. Tala's teeth will be fine again the next morning." Niles tells her that the morning earthquake actually opens this time loop cave. By going inside the cave, or falling asleep, or dying, the day resets back and you wake up right where the morning started. Sarah decides that she will definitely get out of this loop. In the next loops, Sarah tries to run away in every possible way. Once she tries to run out of the city by driving the car at full speed. Niles explains to her, "We cannot die, but the pain of the injury is absolutely real. Dying in agony in the ICU is the worst feeling, so quietly drink beer with me." Sarah does not listen. The car crashes, and Niles says before dying, "See you tomorrow." In another loop, Niles tells that he smoked crystal meth and took a flight up to Equatorial Guinea, Africa. But as soon as he fainted there, he woke up back on this bed. Then Niles tells the truth about Roy. Roy is the cousin of the groom's, Abe's, dad. A long time ago, when Niles was new in this loop, he drunkenly told Roy about this time loop cave and took him inside. When Roy found out that he is stuck in this day forever, he became Niles' biggest enemy. Now Roy comes randomly on any day and tortures and kills Niles, just to take his revenge. Niles had sworn that he would not bring anyone else into this hell, but now Sarah is stuck here. Sarah does not give up. She uses her brain and thinks that maybe this is a game of karma. If she does some truly selfless work, then maybe this loop will break. Niles laughs that he has tried doing so many good deeds. Nothing happens, but Sarah tries. She goes to Tala before the wedding and plays the role of a perfect, loving sister. The wedding starts, the same earthquake comes, everything happens perfectly. Sarah waits at night that maybe now the next day will come. But no, the loop does not break. In the end, tired and defeated, Sarah understands that life is completely meaningless in this loop. She accepts it and comes and sits near Niles. Friends, now when Sarah has accepted that she cannot get out of here, both set out to waste time. This time loop has now become their playground. Together, they do such crazy things that no normal human can even think of. Sometimes they enter an unknown house and shoot a gun. Sometimes they steal a car. And sometimes they fly a moving plane, whose engine they deliberately turn off. In one loop, both of them even fit a bomb in a wedding cake. Niles becomes a fake bomb expert and acts to defuse it. And boom! The bomb explodes. Both roleplay as a French villain and hero, get weird tattoos made. Such a fearless life where none of their actions will have any effect on tomorrow. One day, Niles explains his philosophy while eating a candy bar. He says, "The part I have eaten, past, that is now in the stomach. Whatever is left, future, only that matters. I have no interest in the past." Niles does not even remember his past, his job, anything. But Sarah completely disagrees with this. She says that to know someone deeply, one has to see their whole package, both past and present. Sarah shares her pain that she had a marriage which lasted for 2 years. She knew from day one that this relationship would not work. Even when she said yes, she knew it. Still, she made that mistake. Sarah's saying is that if you ignore the past, then you will repeat the same mistake again and again. One night, both camp in the desert and eat weird mushrooms, drugs. In an intoxicated state, Sarah says to Niles that, "You care for me." Niles, hiding his feelings, says, "This is a fleeting feeling. like how it feels when the beer is finished, but later everything drifts away. In this mushroom trip, they see weird creatures like dinosaurs in the desert. Sarah asks, "Are these real?" Niles laughs, "Who cares?" That same night, the atmosphere changes and both become physical. But friends, the next morning is completely different. Regret is clearly reflecting on Sarah's face. Niles wants to talk about this, but Sarah changes the topic and says, "It was a lot of fun," but there is a bitterness in her voice. Just then they see a policeman chasing them. Sarah gets excited, says, "I have never been arrested till today. It will be fun." But Niles loses his senses. This was no normal cop. This was Roy in disguise. Roy takes out his rifle and aims. Just then, Sarah presses the car's accelerator and hits Roy at full speed. The sound of Roy's bones breaking comes. Sarah, like a mad person, asks for backup on the cop's microphone, taunts Roy, who is agonizing in pain, and finally kills herself by giving a shock with a taser so that the loop resets. As soon as the next loop starts, Niles gets badly furious at Sarah. He says, "The pain of the injury is real. What we do with others, that matters. Becoming a terror for others is no fun." Sarah replies back, "Because of you, I am stuck in this hell. You used to run away scared from Roy. I made your work easy." And just then, Niles says such a thing that shatters everything. A massive twist. Niles tells that this was not their first hookup. Before getting stuck in the loop, Niles had impressed Sarah thousands of times by giving that same emotional speech, and both had gotten physical. But when Sarah also got stuck in this loop, then Niles hid this truth. Sarah's heart breaks. Crying, she says, "I had followed you into that cave because you were in pain, and it mattered to me. If I knew that I was going to be stuck for my whole life with a show-off sad bully, then I would have never come near you." Sarah becomes determined that now she will definitely get out of this loop. For the next many loops, Sarah remains missing. Niles goes mad looking for her. He searches the whole hotel, but Sarah is not found. Her stepmom and dad think that she has left. Then one day, Niles finds out such a truth that blows everyone's senses away. Niles goes into the groom's Abe's room and smells the pillow there. The fragrance of that same orchid explosion perfume was coming from it. Friends, the truth was that one night before the wedding, Sarah had slept with her own future brother-in-law, Abe, and she wakes up on Abe's bed every day in this time loop. This was the reason why she hated herself so much and used to leave in the morning hiding from everyone. In one loop, Niles, going mad in anger and pain, tells this truth in front of the whole wedding. Tala, the bride, starts crying. Abe attacks Niles and stabs a fork into his face. Niles runs from there and crying tells someone that, "I have started loving Sarah." Completely broken, Niles gives up and goes to Roy's house, Irvine. He surrenders in front of him saying, "Here, kill me." But Roy has completely changed now. Roy has a beautiful wife, lovely kids, and he is happy now. Roy explains to Niles that that hospital incident has opened his eyes. Earlier, he was sad that he would not be able to see his kids growing up, but now he is enjoying this always staying good day. Roy tells Niles, "Go and find your happy place, your Irvine." Niles sadly says, "I have no happy place." Roy asks him about that cop car girl, Sarah, and explains that, "At least you are not alone in this loop. You have each other's support." Roy tells him not to come here again now. Before leaving, Niles asks, "Kill me one last time?" And Roy smilingly says, "Come, let's go into the side yard." After Sarah leaves, Niles becomes completely alone. Loops keep passing, and he is breaking from inside. One day he goes to Abe and confronts him. Abe cries and admits that both of them, Abe and Sarah, are terrible people. On the other hand, Sarah has put her whole focus on breaking this loop. She is reading quantum physics day and night, understanding heavy theories like Cauchy horizon and indeterministic universe. Even an online professor seeing her dedication says, "I don't think you need me." Sarah is quietly working on a weird device. Her mission is absolutely clear now. One day suddenly Sarah comes back and wakes Niles up. Seeing her, Niles gets emotional. "You are here. You are looking very good." Niles apologizes that he shouldn't have lied and asks if we can start fresh. But Sarah's agenda is not romance now. She puts her master plan in front of him. She explains that we are trapped in an energy box. She has found a way out. When they will be passing through the time travel portal inside that cave, they will have an exactly 3.2-second window. At that exact moment, they will have to blow themselves in that cave up with C4 explosives. If they blast at the right second, they will get out of this loop. Niles nervously asks, "Out where? When?" Sarah says, "Don't know. Maybe today, maybe 20 years later, or maybe we will be found dead under the rocks." Niles hesitates. He says that he had tested it long ago and everything had failed. But Sarah confidently tells that she had sent a goat into the cave and blew it up with C4, and that goat did not come back in the next loop. It got free from this loop forever. Sarah says, let's leave today. We will blast at night and peace out. But Niles steps back. He says that he doesn't want to go anywhere. In reality, Niles is not scared of death. He is scared of this changing world. Then Niles says, I love you. I want to stay here with you. Sarah gives him a reality check that if they go out, there are thousands of people in the real world. There is struggle, poverty, and the Abe's secret will also come out. But Niles doesn't want to bear the pain there. He feels safe near Sarah in this fake and meaningless world. Sarah says, I want my real life back. Will you come? Niles refuses. Sarah says goodbye and leaves. Niles goes to his girlfriend Misty and tries to break up with her. But Misty in her ego says, people don't break up with me. I am doing it. This is my idea. On the other hand, Sarah goes to the wedding and gives such a heart-touching speech for Tala that everyone starts crying. She tells how in childhood Tala used to drive away her bad dreams. She gives a warning to Abe that don't ruin this. Then she quietly leaves a sorry message on Abe's phone and leaves from there. Here Niles is sitting alone in the bar. Suddenly he realizes what a big fool he is. He runs from there. He needs a car, so he goes to an unknown man, Spuds, and makes up a fake story that, I am that same son of yours whom your ex gave birth to 30 years ago. Spuds gets emotional and immediately gives him a lift. Niles reaches Sarah outside the cave. He screams that he was scared, but not anymore. Niles gives a non-stop, messy, and slightly weird love speech. He says, I am codependent, but what is the harm in that? Life is meant to be shared. You had said, look at the whole package. You are my favorite person. Whether the bomb works or not, if I die with you, then it will be better than living alone in this fake life. Emphatic period. Both hold each other's hand and walk inside that cave. Just before the explosion, Niles asks, if we don't meet again, then I love you too. Beep. Explosion. The whole screen goes white. Friends. The scene opens and both are swimming in a pool. Sarah asks Niles, now what? Niles casually says that he has to bring his dog Fred back. Just then suddenly the owner of that house comes there and angrily asks, what are you guys doing in my pool? Sarah and Niles look at each other. Sarah remembers that these owners were always going to come back on November 10th. This means today is November 10th. The time loop is broken. Both start laughing loudly and hug each other. At the end of the movie, there is a small post-credit scene. Roy, Niles' enemy who was in the loop, finds Niles in the bar. He says to Niles, I got Sarah's message. Will that C4 theory really work? But Niles looks at him with weird eyes and says, sorry, do I know you? Roy's face opens up with surprise. This means, after the loop broke in this real world, Niles has no memory of the loop, or else that loop has reset back, and this Niles has forgotten all that. But one thing is certain, the plan really worked. So friends, this was today's mind-bending and intense story. A person who, having given up on life, was rotting in the same day, and a girl who taught him that the past cannot be ignored. Rather, you have to change yourself for the future. Sarah proved that she is not just a screw-up, but a fighter and a scientist who found a way out from the mouth of death. So friends, are you also stuck in some loop of your life? The same daily work? The same regrets? Remember, to break the loop, you have to leave fear and the comfort zone